Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for December Tarot Oracle reading. And Taurus, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Taurus, we still all have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you do have your birth chart, what house is Taurus in? That is where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already shuffled. I'm just giving the cards a quick cut, and we will begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And this is victory. Taurus, expect some victory. So this is a card showing that you're ready to lead, and people are starting to recognize you as a leader. And the reason for that is because you've learned how to rein in your emotions and lead in a strong way. So carrying yourself really strong, and then these other people, some of these people might not have thought of you as a leader before, but now you've proven yourself. This is a card of victory. Yahoo! So that underlying energy is victory. And then we will take another card from the bottom of the deck. This is about the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is sitting on his throne, and he's out in the middle of all this troubled water. This represents really strong emotions, or a lot of mixed emotions. And the King of Cups has learned how to rein in his emotions also. So you could be the King of Cup energy now, and recognize this is an archetype. So this could be a male in their masculine energy, as well as a female in their masculine energy. So this is about reining in your emotions again, being a master of your own emotions. The King of Cups is offering a cup of love, and this energy is, and if you see his right foot is ready to step forward, that's showing that he's in his masculine energy and he wants to offer a cup of love. Now, usually this card does mean romantic love, but sometimes it could just be a cup of what you love, or who other people you love, or it could represent that you love your home or the country, or that kind of energy. So it's a cup of love, and both of these cards are saying that you've reigned your like maybe the King, if you are the King of Cups, maybe this represents you being risen to this level of vibration because you have learned how to control your emotions. Or both of you, this is two different people, and you both have learned how to control your emotions. And both, a king is a leader, and if this isn't you, if you're not the king as well as the victorious person here, you are someone that the king wants to offer a cup of love to. Look at that. There's lots of love here. So this is the Nine of Cups. So this is representing something that the king has always wished for, you've always wished for. This represents, again, it can be, a romantic love. That's, at the most, there's 10 cups in the tarot. So nine of cups means you're highly favored. So this king might be looking at you and thinking, I want to marry you, ask you out, get to know you better, that kind of energy. Or maybe you're already together and they're saying, I love you, because you just proved yourself to them, or something like that. I'm kind of getting that energy also. But so this is talking about someone who has 9 cups, and it's like they're on a stage, and are the cups above their head or are they behind them? Depends on how you look at it. So this represents, if this is a general or collective reading, so keep in mind that this could be in the past, the present, or the future. And also this card is saying this is something you're wishing for. When you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet. You're very close, you're highly favored, but many a race is lost in the last lap. So this is saying stay focused on what you want and don't be distracted. We're in the holiday season right now, so it's pretty easy to be distracted. And that's, by other things coming up. There's a lot more to do. And also a lot of people get together with family, and that can be distracting. So just, it's saying keep your focus. Don't lose the race because you lose your focus in the last lap. And because this energy, he's not 100% congruent with his position. So it's saying, when you wish for something, it means you don't have it, and but you're so close to getting it. So this could be a wish come true. With 9 cups, pretty awesome. And then we have someone, this is talking about the wands, and this is wanting to take an action. And he's got his hand on one wand, and he's got one wand planted. So perhaps it is an offer of marriage, proposal, because the energy is like he's got one wand planted, but he wants to add another wand to it. And this is about his passion. So sometimes this represents a business, like an entrepreneurial spirit. But I feel here, maybe he's lonely in his castle. He's standing on the turret and he has the world in his hands. But he feels like the one thing that's missing is the love of his life. There we go. And then we have soulmates coming in. So that's clarifying. It probably is about a couple of soulmates. Don't have to be about romantic love, but with all of this, I'd say it's about romantic love. And so the soulmates are like when two soulmates get together and they're in love. It's talking about the masculine and the feminine being like very balanced within each individual. So if you have two people that are balanced within themselves and then they come together and they offer cups to each other, then they are, that cup becomes one almost, they couple. And the energy is also 1 + 1 = infinity in that case, not just two. It's not just two people coming together, it's two people coming together that are very balanced and are soulmates. And so this is a very powerful energy. So I feel like if this energy happens, then you will have the 10 of Cups. You'll have what you always wished for to add to what you already have in your castle. And then we have the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is coming in with a message. And the Page of Cups is looking at this cup, and there's a fish in it. He knows there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he's focused on this cup. This is the fish he wants. And so this energy is talking about the pages worked for the king and queen in the court. And this is talking about sending a message to someone. This is communication regarding this cup of love. And it's, I feel like maybe it could be like being asked out on a date, because this is a Page of Cups. So if it was a knight, I'd say maybe it was more like a marriage proposal, but the pages were about 7 to 14 years old when they begin working for royalty. And they would just deliver messages around in the palace kind of energy. And then as they acquired skills, and if they were good at what they did when they reached the age of 21, then they might be offered a knightship if they could afford a horse. So this is the energy of someone maybe asking someone out on a first date, some sort of energy like that, being interested in someone, that kind of looking them up, trying to find out, asking people like, do you know this person? That kind of energy. And look, then we have the 10 of Cups. Like, this is a love story. This is ultimate fulfillment. And I feel like if you're the King of Cups, you probably already have the castle, and, you have control of your emotions. It might be taking you a little bit by surprise how deeply you feel about this. But the King of Cups doesn't let their emotions run away with them. So they make sure, like they do, they are not someone that does impulsive things. They check in with their emotions, and then they're also very emotionally available. So yeah, this is just the beginning of the reading. And so this King of Cups is clarifying your internal energy. So you could be the King of Cups, or there's a King of Cups that's interested in you. And then we have Strength. So this is the card of this young woman is reaching into the lion's mouth, and it's an adult lion, which is a very dangerous thing to do. Having said that, look how submissive the lion is. This represents someone who's decided to face their fears, probably from childhood. This could be fear of commitment. And maybe the King of Cups has never added anyone to their castle in this way before. But they're right, they want to make that commitment, so they're going to begin by asking a date and see how it goes from there. But it's representing having the courage to make that move, to step forward and go after what you want. And so if this isn't about love for you and you're watching this, it could be about something that you do love, something you love to do, or, it could be like a family member or something that you love that's your soulmate. It can be that kind of energy, a child, or, just someone in like your parents, whatever. So, but in any case, there was some sort of a battle of wills, or it could have been like, sometimes this represents sports, because this is an old ancient sport here. I can't remember what they call it, hooping, I think. And so this energy could be that there was a lot of competition for the King of Cups, or you were a lot of competition for the King of Cups, and they feel like maybe you did say, yes, okay, I will take your offer. I will go out on a date with you. So it begins this relationship, something like that. Or maybe you asked the King of Cups out, that kind of energy. And then we have the Hangman. So this is talking about this energy here of being in your, steady in your emotions and being emotionally available. The Hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge before making a big decision. And they look at things from every perspective. And then when they get enlightenment, aha, that's what I'm going to do, those aha moments, then they don't make a move until they have that energy. So perhaps, this represents having asked someone out and they've said yes. And so it's starting that process. This represents the energy that you're identifying with right now. And so this is about wanting a wish to come true and having a lot of love. And then this is about your abundance and self-worth, like wanting to add to that. I feel like you're already abundant, but this is about adding to that abundance. And Taurus is the energy of that loves to have luxury and really beautiful things around them. And then and it's also ruled by Venus, which is about love and communication in early life. That's why I was saying, if it's not about a romantic love, it could be about, sometimes our soulmates are family members. And I feel like it could be someone, or this could be someone that you knew when you were a child and they grew up and they became the king. So this here is about your emotional foundation. And like that's what I'm like, it's almost like this energy is almost like the Page of Cups has maybe had their eye on you since you were children. Like it's and in royal families, that's not uncommon. You look at like a lot of those marriages are arranged, but it looks like there's a lot of love here. But kings don't just marry anyone, because they have to marry someone that is going to be strong for the country and for the palace and all of that energy. And then we have creativity and romance and children. So this is someone, I feel like this is someone that really wants to eventually marry and have children and, fill up his castle with pitter-patter of little feet is what I'm getting. And then this is health, daily routines, and habits. So this kind of energy is talking about having that courage to go after what you want and staying in the game. And it's paying off. So this is really good energy. Like whatever this is that you've been wishing for, it's, there's communication coming in that's really strong, that if you stay in the game and you don't let your fears overcome you, and you make sure you know that you are in a grounded state is what I'm getting. Things should work out pretty well here. So this is the external forces. The external forces are this Knight of Pentacles is now coming in. So this is more serious, right? So this is health, wealth, happiness, everything in the 3D world kind of energy. So perhaps this is saying, you know, this is moving to a different level of like maybe a proposal or, you know, that kind of energy, asking someone, you know, or becoming engaged. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. Like he's at a standstill. So he took his time to be able to come to this decision. And that is because he made sure before he makes the decision, where is he going to put his time, his energy, his money, you know, everything that he wants to earn and have in life. And remember, this also can be a female. In the old days, this would be someone, the page and the knight would be males. But now, these days, they could be female in their masculine energy, and the communication probably isn't going to come in by horse. It's more likely to come in person or by letter, an email, a phone call, a text message, maybe a post you see on social media. Like it's some sort of communication regarding this situation. And then we have the Page of Pentacles coming in. So isn't this interesting? Because it looks like the Page of Pentacles is a younger version here of the Knight of Pentacles. So this, what I'm hearing is this person always put his money on marrying you, or she always knew that you would be her husband, that kind of energy. No matter what has happened, she kept, she, he, whatever, kept their eye on what they wanted, health, wealth, happiness with you. They were very focused, just like, I feel like this is the King energy. And this is the person that they're communicating with. I think that says that this definitely is someone that you knew from your childhood or your early life, or at the very least knew when you were younger. And maybe they made you feel like you were innocent, like a child, you know, like that kind of energy. That now we have the King of Wands coming in here. So the King of Wands is sitting on his throne and he's looking forward to the future. The King of Wands is the most charismatic, sexy king of them all. Like he is passionate. He's the life of the party, someone that everybody really enjoys. And he's the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. So there's a lot of passion here. So if this is an arranged marriage, it's been arranged by the king. I feel like all these like this king and this king represent this Page of Cups energy and making the offer. And it could be a woman or a man in their masculine, and same with this. And I feel like this is now showing how passionate they really are. So if this is an arranged marriage on some level, it was probably arranged by God. That's the energy I'm getting. And then the Lovers comes in. Yeah. So the Lovers is talking about not just a soulmate, but someone that was like, that has a potential, like that this could be your, what people refer to as twin flame. And that kind of energy is like when you actually share a soul and you're like meant to come in together to do a mission together. Now that doesn't have to be romantic love either, but this kind of says like there's a lot of romantic love here, and there's a lot of passion and fiery energy, a lot of passion here. And the Lovers is about choices, about, okay, are you going to go forward? Are you going to marry this person? Are you going to get in a relationship with them? That kind of energy. Are you guys going to get together? And then here we have this action of someone who is burdened. And so why are they burdened here just before they come into this energy? What is the burden? So there's 10. We have 10 of Cups here. And we have 10 actions that were taken that were burdensome from the King of Wands. Some action looking into the future, or that there was a lot of energy bucking the system kind of energy. Let's look into it a little bit more, because it's, you know, up to now, it's been a sure thing. Like, look at all the energy is yellow and, oh yeah, passionate love. And then, whoop, ding, comes to, you know, oh, this is really a lot of work. Maybe it was a lot of work. Maybe it was a lot of work, you know. But this card represents someone who has planted seeds and they've grown into these wands, and now they're ready to harvest. But the harvest is really heavy. It's taking a lot of energy to get to this point, but they're almost home. And so it says, like, you're almost there. Like, don't quit now. Don't quit now. Stay focused. Stay focused, because there might have been some actions taken in the background. And because this sometimes represents burdens that someone is carrying that don't belong to them. And sometimes this can actually just mean that this person has planted these seeds and they're heavy with fruit, and it's just a lot of work to get it home. All of these actions took, you know, you plant seeds and then you grow them. It took a lot of nurturing, and it was like, it took all their energy to get to this point where they're maybe a king now, you know, that kind of energy. Especially a king that represents love and passion, and then, you know, being this close to getting what you want. So let's look into this some more and figure this out a little bit, Taurus. This is really good energy. And this is coming in towards the end of the year, the end of the month energy. So if you're enjoying this, please do give it a like and a comment. It really does empower me to build my channel. I super appreciate it. And I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I have been working on this oracle since 2007. There was 64 paintings. I'm an artist, so I had a lot of fun with it. There's great big dragon paintings with crystals and all sorts of energy. So I worked on them, and I completed all 64 paintings in 2020. And I've had the cards out before, but not when it was a full deck yet. So now in 2020, I finished the last painting and have them ready to be printed. But my goal now is writing up the booklet that goes along with the information. The cards I have here have the numbers as they are on in the gallery on my website, and that's talesfromthevector.com, TAILS. I will list them in the description box below so that you can see them in the order they appeared here, so you know which ones to look for. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so perhaps that will give you some more clarity here. But I feel this is definitely a romance. And there's been a lot of romance towards the end of December here. It's good to see. So, like, some people wanting to come to, like, the end of the year with love. And so that could be, as I said, more of a general love, a universal love. But this one feels like it's more specific. Okay, so here, finally, here we have it. Yeah, like this big, it's like the King of, or the Knight of Pentacles. It's taking forever to get the first card for the information. And the card that came out is a Tower. So this is a reality check of some sort. You know, if a king's going to marry someone, they do their due diligence. So this is also in the Oracle. It's the divorce card. But it's saying the worst divorce is from Source. And so maybe this person had to wait to have a divorce before they could ask you out, or you had to wait to get your divorce to be able to be asked out. And so this is the victory here. And, you know, some divorces can take a long time. I feel like that's kind of the energy. So in the, you know, somewhere in the past maybe, and maybe that was the burdens that we're looking at here. And it's why there's all this pentacle energy, right? It's not a lot of pentacle energy, though. It's mostly love and, you know, that burden, and now the Tower. So that's the underlying energy of the reading. Now we're going to take from the bottom of the deck. Okay, so this is the King of Cups. So this is about wanting to go, giving yourself total permission to go for your authentic desires. So perhaps, and maybe the anticlimax is that it didn't turn out the way that you thought it would, and then you had to wait to get divorced and do it again. And giving yourself permission to let go of the burdens and go after what you always have wished for. So it takes courage. Like if you've been in a situation, hold on a second. I'm missing one card here. There we go. I thought there was something that looked a little bit off here. Okay, there's one more card here. So we're going to go back to this card and take the one off here. Judgment. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, well, the judgment might be about the divorce coming through. There you go. I think that's what it's about. And I think if you're a king, depending on what country you're from, you're not supposed to marry divorced people. Or divorced people aren't supposed to marry kings. That kind of energy. Let's see some more. Let's clarify. We'll take this first card in the internal. So this is the internal forces. And this energy is, like this is how you're identifying with yourself and your abundance and your communication in your early life. I feel like this is saying this is someone you knew earlier in your life. This is home and family, like your emotional foundation, how you handle things. Like some people are raised, maybe have been raised in families where they are saying, I'm never going to get married. I'm never making that kind of commitment, because you didn't enjoy your childhood because your parents were fighting all the time or whatever. But this is also talking about your creative aspect. This is the house that represents your children, romance, and wanting to move forward in that way. And having the courage to change your daily habits and your routines so that you can have that. And so that, because if there's a big difference between someone who's single and someone who is getting married and planning to have children together. So this is this progress or destruction? So this is I'm getting that's the question, this person, this is why it's taken them so long, because they're thinking, I'm happy now. Like, do I really want to take a chance on destroying what is so beautiful already? I have a lot of what I want. I have a really good life, but this is the one thing that's missing. And whoops, that's from the bottom of the deck. I'm going to get the correct card. So this is denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. So yeah, this is kind of selling yourself short, like not giving yourself a chance to have total fulfillment because you don't have the courage to face your fear of commitment. What I don't know won't hurt me. It might not hurt you not to get married or be in a commitment with someone, but missed opportunities can be very harmful down the road when you're sitting there and you're in regret. And so this is about attitude. And I keep feeling like, okay, this is shooting star is, this is your base fears or whatever, right? This comes from the base root chakra. And it's talking about when you make a wish, it means you're wishing. So if this is something you really wish for, then you're going to have to go after it and get that last cup. And this is about attitude. If you have a good attitude, then you will make this work. You don't need to be afraid of commitment. And we have that strength and having the integrity to do so, the courage to do so, to go for the 10th cup. And that might sound weird, like when someone has this much already and they're going for this, but this is the one cup that they've wished for their whole life, and they really want it. and when that happens, then, that can cause attachment. And then, it goes, that's the mother of all karmas, really. And then jealousy. So yeah, there's some sort of energy here that I feel like this King of Cups is highly desirable. And so are you. If you are that king, like you're highly desirable, and maybe a lot of people are going to be very jealous of you if you get this last cup. Like, why do they always get what they want? That kind of energy. And also speaking, if you've had a divorce, you'd rather be better than bitter. Like, so you're not going to be in a place where you're going to compare your life to other people who didn't end up divorced. You're going to just move forward and do your best to overcome whatever it was that caused the divorce to happen. And then we have the perception. Yeah, there may have been some cheating. The King of Wands is very passionate, and that kind of energy. Sometimes they're a bit of a player, and so that could be. There could have been some cheating, and remember, this can be a woman, so it could have been your partner or you, whichever. Take it however it it resonates for you. But the grass is greener on the other side, and then you find out, because it was fake. Having said that, you can have green grass with someone that is with you on this side, by your side. You just have to water it, nurture it. You need to cut it when it needs to be cut. You need to groom it, that kind of energy. So and you can have real grass that's really green. If you just apply, weed it, make sure that you're on top of it. And so the ego, I feel like if divorce is not easy, and it's very public a lot of the time. So I feel like a lot of people, it really, especially if it's something that you've wanted from childhood and you've always thought, well, I'm going to wait to get married. This is the slowest moving night. I'm going to wait because I don't ever want to get divorced like my parents did, say, for example, and then bang, look what happens. And it's disappointing. And then we have the moon coming up on this, on this should I do it, shouldn't I energy. So the moon, we just had a new moon on the 20th. I'm doing this reading now, or it's upcoming. It'll be, actually, today is the 18th. And the new moon will be on the 19th in the North American hemisphere, and universal time, it's on the 20th. And so, this is the 18th today. So it's saying, maybe a good time to move forward is on the new moon. And on the 20th, or the 21st, I mean, that energy is the solstice. So that's the shortest day of the year and the longest night. And then after that, everything starts to be more about the light. The days get longer and the nights get shorter. So it's bringing in clarity. And I'm getting, maybe this is something that I feel like it's like you've made up your mind you want to do this, but you're wondering when. Like, when should I do it? Now? Soon? Okay, so the Virgo is young adult energy, and it's about communication. It's ruled by Mercury. So this energy, I just want to point out that when I have horoscope signs come up, I am not, this is a general reading. It may be that you recognize someone with this Virgo energy. That is a Virgo, I mean. But what I'm looking at in a general reading is more like the energy of the sign, what the state of being, what the stage of life that they're at. And it doesn't have to do with age or whatever, but this is someone who thinks like a young adult, acts like a young adult. They're ready to contribute to society. They've learned how to communicate better. And this is the Virgo energy likes things very clean and lined up in order. And so they get really triggered when there's things that are out of order, or things, things aren't clean and straightforward, that kind of energy, or like how they expected it to be. And so analytical critique can very easily turn into anal criticism for them, and they're very much that way with themselves, which is probably why this Strength card came up, and they have to face their fears around that, not being perfect. But we're in a perfectly imperfect world, so you're not going to be perfect all the time. And the wheel of fortune is turning. So if this is someone, like you look at this here, the soulmates with the angel, with the lion above, and this is about the courage, right? To get together with your soulmate, and look at now the wings are open. So it's kind of like, okay, you've opened your heart and the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So this is like the Wheel of Fortune is the past, present, and future coming together. The three wheels, click, 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 like that, you know, and coming into perfect synchronization. And then we have the Cancer. So this energy is about being engaged in this. Like, so if you're thinking about, maybe you're thinking about over Christmas asking someone to marry you, and I feel like the chances are pretty high that they'll accept. Or, you know, it could be the energy, like, don't be surprised if someone does ask you to. This is someone, like the Cancer energy is kind of adolescent energy. So I feel like, again, that this might be energy from someone you knew when you were younger. It doesn't have to be when you're adolescent, but when you're younger, significantly younger than you are now. We've got 10, like maybe 10 years have passed, that kind of energy, or since 2010, which is a long time. That would be like 16 years. We have, the Tower. That's why the numbers come up like with this deck with me like this. The dragons have a really good sense of humor. So, okay, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, so that energy is coming up. Like there's some synchronicity from the past, the present, and the future moving into it. And then we have the Hierophant on this Judgment. So that's about traditional structure. So I feel like this is just saying again, this may be now you're divorced or the other person's divorced and you could go forward. The ancestors may have been divorced and that's what you had to overcome. Like how, because the descendants are here and the ancestors are cheering. They're coming out of Pandora's box here and saying, yay, you're going for your ultimate happiness. We're so happy for you. The ancestors, and they're blowing their horn and God is saying, yes, you deserve this. And on the physical earth, the divorce papers come through, that kind of energy. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I've really enjoyed it. It's you are the second reading I've done for the end of the month, and they've both been about love, and they've both been very light, like which is a really good way to end the year. So please do like, comment if you have enjoyed this. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of my channel. It would be an honor for me if you did so, and I will be back with another reading if I have time. I will do a new. I already did the new moon reading, but I will do a full moon reading for January, except it's on the 3rd, so I'll have to be able to fit that in. I'll have to see if I have the time or not. Anyway, bye for now.